됐다.
Battle Royale. Battle in style.
Mario can have his top.
Miss
What
today.
might be the god?
Yes, sir.
No, because you ain't getting anything to go to beach. So they could do carry.
Better not feel me family member them a feel him. I found that we need it.
Double kill.
Jabari, I'm mad.
That
I
means a
couldn't
shit.
go.
So that means the unlucky. Omar, is that just a reach?
No, Zaria did left on Friday.
First blood.
This is so easy.
Double kill.
So hurry and look.
The machine. First in, first the first.
Zaria did to come Saturday, you know. What is it? Or only trading.
First blood.
Dahil pa na no alawi.
Dahil mo.
Dahil mo na ano. Mari.
Yeah.
Dahil mo na no.
FDR na madano ano.
If Zara mother know alawi.
Alawi.
Yeah. Like
No
like you.
man.
Like me and you.
No, me not think he on know Naji. Man, Naji is not together again.
Yeah.
First blood.
Diba, pahoy
Oh.
Double kill.
You ever dreamed of owning a business? Download the Alibaba.com app. Get inspired by data-driven daily rankings.
First of all, I want to give a round of applause to everyone that's watching this video. So the reason for that, you guys are subscribing, watching the videos, and I do appreciate that. Also, shout out to the recent member that joined the General's production, the channel membership. Hey man, shout out to you, Blue X, for joining the membership, for joining the family. Guys, you can also join the membership as well. The link is in the description. You know what today again?
Hey, mama, don't cut. You look nice. I'm telling you something. You have a secret today, eh?
For that, man, you know?
Y'all seems like a bunch of nudes. Oh, hear me, I say. Okay, now. I know that people there for that.
Before we start today, let's start.
Yeah, you can't just, you in a big slippers, you know, sleep. Them things they're funny in your house. Where are that they be grateful in your girl? Man, you shoot me in a charge. Okay, no much. Don't break your vibes. Oh my. Okay, honey. I'm waiting. Bro, easy on the lip thing, bro. When it's some be up there, so. Be up, so much charge.
No, find somebody nothing start too much.
Don't do that, brother. If you're flirting with her, you know. Yeah, do that. Yeah.
God, man, I want to. We're not playing a game.
Don't do that, bro.
I'm not doing a game, you know?
That me one day pussy. Like a bunch of nudes.
Year off, man, you know?
Right now. You know, says I need them, but I get that boy, you know. Whatever they say.
Resources here.
First blood. Double kill. First blood.
Me bum.
First blood. Double kill. First blood. Double kill. First blood. Double kill.
Thanks.
First blood. Double kill. Double kill. First blood. Double kill.
Damn what? Damn your blood
Your
clot.
blood clot.
He's a man that
Your blood clot. What was up?
you
What
got
was up?
the world and fucking girl character, but
Blood clot area.
what is a girl? This use your mind of games. Oh
Okay,
no.
when your mic.
You're tripping. Ah, ooh,
He's
he's
a
a
mic.
man. Bro, he's a man, dad. Admit it for Anthony.
The truck was driving very slowly, but the old man behind didn't dare to overtake it. He knew all too well that the truck driver had a notorious road rage. Once, while driving his old scooter, the old man had passed the truck and he nearly lost his life. Now he could only silently endure the truck's sweet-smelling exhaust, hoping that the service area ahead would give him a chance to hide. To his surprise, the truck pulled over and waited for him. It was clear that the driver was determined to go all the way. Terrified, the old man called the police, but before he could finish, the truck roared to life again and came charging at him. Just as the old man was still stunned, the truck collided with him once more. Luckily, the old man was quick on his feet and dodged the truck's attack. But the truck wasn't giving up. It charged again. Desperate, the old man decided to escape. He knew he couldn't outrun the truck, so he cleverly drove his scooter into a patch of grass beside the road. He then shifted into reverse and hid behind a dirt mound, watching the truck zoom past him. Finally, he breathed a sigh of relief. He decided to wait for an hour before setting off again. But not long after, he fell asleep. He was startled awake by the sound of a train's whistle and realized it was just a passing train. He laughed, thinking the truck wouldn't return. Confidently, he returned to the road. But he didn't realize that the truck, which seemed to haunt him like a ghost, was waiting for him. This time, the truck was stationary, but there was no sign of the driver. As the old man prepared to confront the truck, it suddenly roared to life and blocked the road. Forced to turn around, the two vehicles engaged in a standoff, and the old man was furious. He decided to take matters into his own hands. The truck suddenly started and sped off. The elderly man thought the driver had finally given up, but the truck just stopped at the side of the road. It was clear that the driver was only using this method to torment him. The old man saw another scooter approaching and asked them to call the police, but the truck soon started backing up again, preventing anyone from intervening. It was clear that this game was just between him and the old man. The old man had no choice but to fight back. He returned to his car, ready to fight for his life. But just then, the truck driver raised his hand, signaling for him to come over. He pushed his scooter to 280 miles per hour. Although he stayed ahead, he couldn't shake the truck. Just when he thought he was doomed, a police car appeared ahead. He thought he was saved, but to his horror, the truck slammed into the police car. Seeing a fork in the road ahead, the old man quickly swerved. Though his scooter was damaged, the uphill road was his only chance. Sure enough, the truck's weight slowed it down, giving the old man a small victory. But just when the old man thought he was safe, his scooter started smoking and slowed down rapidly. The truck was gaining on him fast. With his heart racing, the old man wished for some support. At the top of the hill, his scooter completely broke down. On the downhill stretch, he decided to coast in neutral. While he gained speed, the truck was faster. Finally, the old man managed to reach the flat road, but a guardrail appeared ahead, blocking any chance of escape. Facing the terrifying truck, the old man made a desperate decision. He wedged a suitcase against the throttle and sacrificed his beloved scooter, hoping to stop the truck once and for all. Perhaps the flames blocked the truck driver's view as the truck crashed over the cliff, turning into a pile of wreckage. The old man's nightmare was over, and he could finally sit back and take a deep breath of fresh air. The truck was driving very slowly.
This music artist put a camera in her mouth. The results in the end is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
That is disgusting. Go get them out for me. I'm cleaning up the poser hoes with no apology. You Debbie Downers need to drown with animosity. Don't wanna see me, they go Stevie when they talk to me.
Bitch, you cannot hide. Bring them hands, come outside.
This music artist put a camera in her mouth.
Ew. Oh, shit. What is it? Did you hear the...
It's a GTI.
Oh, no, I don't even give a fuck right now. This person's probably like, what are they... Oh, I gotta hear that.
Panicking.
At that time, god damn. Did you hear this? Damn it, he went in here. Yeah, I have to see it. I don't care. Oh, I have to thumb through it. I don't even care if he does. Damn! Yo, I had to say what's up. The car looks beautiful. I heard you drive by. I heard the turbo. I had to come over. Can you rev it real quick for me? Just a little bit. Damn! Have a good one, bro. Ew.
This man with extremely high gambling skills competed with a woman in shaking the dice. But the rule was that the one who got a smaller total point of the dice would win. The woman unbuttoned her coat and then put 6 dice into the dice cup. The rolling dice kept changing their points. However, this man analyzed the points of the dice through his extremely keen sense of hearing. As the woman's hand landed on the table and opened the dice cup, the 6 dice were stacked up vertically. She took out the dice, and each die showed 1 point, which meant there couldn't be a smaller point than that. After that, she pushed the dice cup towards the man opposite, indicating that he could start. But the man thought the dice cup was too light and asked for a heavier one. The next second, a steel dice cup was placed in front of him. He shook the dice cup and then put all the dice on the table into the dice cup. He shook the dice cup at an extremely fast speed, and the audience didn't believe that he could get a point smaller than 6. The next second, he slammed it heavily on the table. In the surprised eyes of the audience, he uncovered the dice cup. Unexpectedly, he shook one of the dice into pieces. Now his total point was 5, and he won this round. This man with extremely high gambling skills competed with a woman in shaking the dice, but the rule was that the one who got a smaller total point of the dice would win. The woman unbuttoned her coat and then put 6 dice into the dice cup. The rolling dice kept changing their points. However, this man analyzed the points of the dice through his extremely keen sense of hearing. As the woman's hand landed on the table and opened the dice cup, the 6 dice were stacked up vertically. She took out the dice, and each die showed 1 point, which meant there couldn't be a smaller point than that. After that, she pushed the dice cup towards the man opposite, indicating that he could start, but the man thought the dice cup was too light and asked for a heavier one. The next second, a steel dice cup was placed in front of him. He shook the dice cup and then put all the dice on the table into the dice cup. He shook the dice cup at an extremely fast speed, and the audience didn't believe that he could get a point smaller than 6. The next second, he slammed it heavily on the table. In the surprised eyes of the audience, he uncovered the dice cup. Unexpectedly, he shook one of the dice into pieces. Now his total point was 5, and he won.
Are you ready to...
Be right there, Mom. Just gonna grab my kite.
Okay, here we go. Ah! Perfect. Okay, the worst is over.
The wind's really good, Mom. I bet if my string was longer, it could fly to the moon.
You know what? I got a pretty good buzz going. And since it's your birthday, wait, right?
Yeah.
Good. Because of that, how about we see how high we can fly that weird-ass kite of yours together?
Do you really mean it?
Happy birthday.
Big ball of twine? This is the best birthday ever!
Ah, this is depressing. This is perfect.
Be right there, Mom. Just gonna...
Trying different sticky products and seeing which gives me the best grip. First, I'm going to test normal honey, which is what gymnasts normally use to get a better grip on the bars, and it's what we're used to, so it's a 10 out of 10. Next, I use spider tack, which is what baseball players use to get a better grip on the ball. But it was really hard to spread, and when I put chalk on it, it was peeling off the bars, so I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Next, I tried handball resin, and this one was interesting. It was so sticky that it was hard to get off of our hands.
Oh, ow!
It almost felt like glue and that our hands were just stuck to the bar. So I have to give it a 2 out of 10.
I'm not coming on.
Then we tried pine tar, which baseball players use to get a better grip on their bats. But it was just too solid, so we tried putting it in the microwave to see if that would soften it up. And that kind of worked, but it ended up just rolling off when you would try to hang on it. So I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. Next we tried what pole dancers use to get a better grip on the pole. And it felt like almost lotion at first. And when it dried, it only really felt good on metal.
Hold on, David. Wait, you honest? David about to go crazy.
So I have to give this one a 1 out of 10. Trying different...
Oh, you gotta close that mouth, Boyle.
Keep still and quiet.
Okay, now that the plaster's drying, you'll see why we lubricated the subject's face with Vaseline first.
Oh no, we forgot the lube.
Charles, can you hear us?
Doctor, what if someone, no one in this room, mind you, forgot to lubricate before applying the plaster?
Oh, one of my lab techs made that mistake once. It becomes impossible to remove the mask without literally skinning the subject alive. It takes 5 days for the plaster to slough off on its own.
And what became of the lab tech?
Oh, I fired it. It was an unacceptable level of incompetence.
Huh, what a satisfying conclusion to that story. Boyle, a mistake was made and we can't remove your mask yet. We're gonna leave you in here until after the class is over.
I don't know, Captain. He seems pretty upset.
Hold on. Look how happy he is now. Yes, you're welcome, Boyle.
Oh, you gotta close that mouth, Boyle.
Keep still and quiet.
Okay, now...
Do 3D printed instruments actually work? Let's find out.
Oh, bloody hell.
This girl just accidentally took a tumble, yet it brought a great disaster to the cells inside her body. Although it seemed like just a
So I recently made a YouTube video wrapping my entire car with these LED lights, but ever since then the car has gotten super freaking dirty, and the number one question right now is, if I take this thing to a normal car wash, will my lights and tape come off? Obviously it's gonna freaking come off, bro. And so that's why we're bringing it to a manual car wash. And because of the fact that I'm honestly really scared, we're gonna have to start with the low pressure wash, not the high pressure. Bro, it says we got $1 in there already. Let's test this thing out. Nah, this can't be it. Nah, there gotta be something wrong here. Apparently they lied. There was not $1 in there, so I went ahead and got these coins. I had to pay a minimum of $10 freaking dollars. All right, let's go ahead and put the first one in there. We appreciate your business. I appreciate your water. Second one goes in. Gonna go ahead and pocket the rest of them. Now we can actually try low pressure. Psych, let's go high.
With great power comes great responsibility.
I know it looks like it's working, but just wait. So some of the tape did come off, but honestly you just have to push it down there just like that. I'm not gonna lie, it's very disappointing that I did all this and the car is still dirty. Seriously, what the heck? I don't know if they put dirt in the water, but this thing is freaking dirtier than before. I have to manually clean it now. Valid crash out. So I recently made a YouTube video.
A shard was placed on top of the wine glass's head. It fit perfectly. Realizing his head was restored, he suddenly broke off a piece from his companion and shattered the companion's body with one punch. Seeing red wine spill out, he quickly lowered his head to drink it. Soon, his body was filled with wine. He took a piece of broken glass and fully repaired his head. In the next moment, his body twisted. He evolved into an advanced wine glass. He had achieved his goal and walked away without looking back. But just then, the soul from the empty glass escaped and secretly followed him. The upgraded glass climbed over mountains and arrived at a place filled with others just like him, all advanced wine glasses. But they were hungry for the newcomer. As he walked forward, the soul behind him wrapped tightly around his legs. He fell to the ground, and the ugly black soul flew out of him. The soul drew the others' attention. As the black soul tried to attack the white soul, a wine glass on the ground grabbed it and devoured it. At that moment, a small white bird appeared and led the white soul to safety. A shard was placed on top of the wine glass's head. It fit perfectly. Realizing his head was restored,
Spearfishing takes patience, focus, and
sweet. No.
This machine shows you which animals you can
It's showtime!
Double kill! Double kill! Triple kill! kill.